Hello, and thank you for joining me. In today's video, I am going to show you how I make resin blanks and then demonstrate what I use these blanks for. I do consider them to be important tools that I will use in the near future. And to make the blanks, I want to use the round and the square coaster molds, and these are just little tiny molds. But I also want to use the Let's Resin. This is the deeper geometrical shape molds to include square, round, get the hair out of there, round, and octagon. I love these molds because not only do they make nice chunky coasters, but they also make really pretty displays if you want to make something like to put on your desk or a shelf or a gift for somebody else. But I want to pour one of each, and in order to do that, I have mixed up the resin. So let me go ahead and get that out. And let me see. I'm going to probably run out of room here. I don't want to pour it too deep. I really don't need it real deep, but I do want it deep enough that once it cures, it's nice and hard and it's not going to break on me. The one thing I do want to check for on these, I have my tool, because if at all possible, I really don't want any bubble pits on the edges. Okay, let me see if I think that's thick enough. I may want to pour a little bit more. I don't need it super duper thick, but I don't want it so thin that it might break. That should be enough. And what I'm going to do is I will go ahead and finish pouring these. I am going to let them cure for 24 hours. I'll unmold them, and then when I come back, I want to show you what I plan on using these for. I do consider them to be an important tool that I'll be using in the near future. So I'm going to go ahead and finish pouring, and then I will come back after I've unmolded them and show you what my plans are. I'll see you shortly. I've poured, let them cure, and I've unmolded them, and they're approximately 1/4 of an inch thick. They're not real thick, but I do want to use these blanks for a couple of different reasons, or a couple of different applications, if you will. For one thing, and I'm just going to grab some stuff that I grabbed out here, there are times when I think of a design in my head and I'll have all my stuff ready, but I'm not too sure how to put it in the mold. I would like to be able to use, and this is just random stuff that I grabbed, one of these blanks to just kind of get an idea of my design and if I want to move things around and so forth. And I say that because I realize you can do it inside the mold. However, the molds are delicate and I would rather not scratch the mold. I don't have a problem if I scratch these up a little bit, but I don't want to scratch my molds. That's one use, but the main use for the blanks, let me see here. Let me just start with this little round coaster mold. And I have a napkin here, and I understand it's a Christmas napkin. It's the only napkin that I have, the napkins that I have that have any pictures on them or designs. So that's why I'm using the Christmas one. But let's say I do want to make some Christmas coasters. I can put my blank where I want it at, make sure that the picture is centered, draw around it, cut inside the lines, and then I have it ready for the coaster. And now let me grab, I'm going to say this one, because I do want to make some sort of, this is some really pretty paper that I found at Hobby Lobby. and I want to put that in the bottom of a round, one of the deeper geometric, the round one. Now, because the designs over here are all pretty much the same, and I can place it on there and see what I think it's going to look like inside of my mold. For this one, I'm going to actually turn it over, place it where I want it, draw my circle around it, or my shape, whatever shape you're using. Let me go ahead and cut that out. Just inside the line that I drew. And as you can see, this is like a pill and stick. You don't have to do that, but that's what this is. It was just a pretty paper that was on sale at Hobby Lobby several months ago, and I grabbed it. So now that I've got that cut out, let me move the paper out of the way, find my round, and what I'm going to want to do before I ever pour any resin is place it down in there and make sure, see, like right now it's a little snug, and if I look over here, I'm looking, here's some ink. So let me go ahead and cut that ink, that little bit of ink pen off. You see if there's any more. Not that I can see. Place it in there, make sure it fits, and then I'll be ready to pour. I just love these big, thick coaster molds. Let me set that out of the way, and last but not least, this is just a picture off of a calendar. Let me move these and scoot this up. And I kind of want to do something like that. Now, I realize the whole tree doesn't fit, but I still think it looks really cool. And I have some of the pretty lavender down here. So again, what I'm going to want to do is make sure that that's centered where I want it. Hold it firm. Draw around it. Try not to scooch it around. And hope I didn't draw my mat. Cut it out. Again, just inside the lines. I just love this picture. Let me cut it across there and get that out of the way. Grab my mold. Make sure it's going to fit in there, and it does. And then, when I'm ready, it's ready to pour. So I do, first of all, I love this set of molds. And I will put a link to some of the products I use in the description box below. But the blanks for me are a game changer. I mean, let's say you have, maybe you want to make a gift for somebody who recently got married, and you want to put a photo inside of a shape. I mean, I think the possibilities are endless. This just makes it so much easier versus just guesswork, because you can see through, you know if it's centered, you know if you've got what you want. So that's why I make the blanks. Now, in regards to the blanks, I haven't figured out how to do it if the coaster has a rim on it. You know, like this coaster, I also have some trinket trays that have rims. So if anybody out there knows how to make a blank for items with the rims, oh, please, by all means, put that in the comment section below. I hope that this has helped you and given you some ideas as to how you can use blanks. I want to thank you for watching. I want to ask you to consider please hitting the like, share, and if you haven't already, the subscribe buttons. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.